expected.
Heavy snow, hurricane-force winds, and coastal flooding. A powerful and potentially dangerous storm has millions of people in its path.
This has the potential to be a historic storm, a huge one.
The storm, known as a bomb cyclone, is forecasted to form late Friday off the Carolinas and quickly strengthen as it moves up the East Coast.
This is likely to be an intense, dangerous storm with heavy snow, high winds, and whiteout conditions.
The wicked weather predicted to pummel parts of the Northeast. Blizzard warnings expanded on Friday to cover 10 million people across 10 states.
This is heart attack snow coming, you know.
Whiteout conditions could make travel impossible. Airlines canceled more than 2,000 flights for Saturday as cities check their salt supplies and prepare their plows.
We've replenished salt supplies in anticipation of the storm, and we are close to full capacity.
The double whammy of heavy snow and high winds could down power lines and knock out power.
Unless it's a storm of biblical proportions, I'm going to be okay, but for maybe loss of power.
Ahead of the nor'easter, people pack grocery stores to stock up.
Just some bread, make some sandwiches, little things just in case.
Before they hunker down.
Be smart about it, make sure my phone is charged, my laptops are charged, but otherwise, you know, I sort of give it up to the universe, and we love storms around here.
In Boston, I'm Chris Wynn.
All right, coming up on TMJ4, she's heading to Beijing. Hear from the local Olympian that will be going for gold in the 2022 Winter Olympics. "100 years is a long time, but is that how long the names of some Wisconsin residents have been on the state's voter rolls? PolitiFact Wisconsin puts that claim to the Truthometer. It's been a year since Joe Biden was sworn in as president after Wisconsin voters helped put him in the White House. Now, a widely circulated Facebook meme suggests Wisconsin's voter rolls are padded with tens of thousands of residents who registered to vote a century ago.
The claim, the Wisconsin voter roll has over 120,000 active voters who have been registered to vote for over 100 years. Now, that would make them, well, really, really, really old.
So what happened? In 2002, the Help America Vote Act required the state to maintain a database of all voters. But at that time, not all communities were computerized. Some small-town lists did even include birth dates. PolitiFact Wisconsin says a default date was given when Wisconsin merged its statewide database with municipalities.
So when the statewide list was built, if a birth date of a voter wasn't known, they entered a default information, January 1st, 1900 for date of birth, and January 1st, 1918 for date of voter registration.
PolitiFact Wisconsin says some default dates have gone away as voters move or update their names. But what about all the other 100-year-old default rates?
That doesn't mean that these voters are all active, nor does it mean that all of these people voted. Certainly not that they had been actually registered for more than 100 years, as the meme claims.
PolitiFact Wisconsin rated this claim false. All right, let's take a live look from outside from our Discovery World camera. Right now, slightly colder temperatures, but could we see a warm-up through the weekend? Let's head over to meteorologist Brian Gouder. A lot of people looking forward to the weekend after a very cold week.
It's been a cold week. So cold that you see some ice fishermen there in the bay. Right? Crazy how cold it has gotten. This morning, after being around 30 yesterday, the cold front came through and we dropped into the single digits and into the, I'm going to go back here one more graphic, two more graphics. There we go. It was below 0 in some spots, 7 below in Fond du Lac. After being a decent day yesterday, it was 1 in Waukesha, 10 in Milwaukee, and also in Racine. Wind chills weren't all that bad because of the light breeze. I don't know how they do it, but they love swimming in the cold water. In Fox River and Waukesha, the temperature is 14. The wind chill is 1 on your Friday afternoon. 21 in Racine, 22 in Milwaukee, and 13 the current temperature in Beaver Dam. The wind is only at 5 to 10, so it's light, and that's keeping wind chills, though, in the single digits and teens. We will see some of those wind chills dropping below 0 slightly this evening. So your weather headlines, a quiet weekend, and not an Arctic weekend by any means. We'll be in the 20s, so relatively comfortable. Then we're warming up. We could see 40 next week, and we're also tracking a storm. for mid to late next week. No storms here this weekend because of high pressure. It's giving us the sunshine. It's going to give us the light wind. We'll just have a few clouds passing overhead tonight and throughout the weekend as well, with no precipitation. They can't say that out east, where the storm system still developing. Already seeing snow though in parts of Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, seeing snow once again, and this is going to track up the East Coast. And Boston could see 2+ feet of snow. Parts of Rhode Island, Maine, they're saying could see 30+ inches of snow. So how are we doing? Well, we was pretty slow going. At least it's picked up a little bit this month. We're now at 10.2. Normal is almost 15 inches for the month. For the season, we're at 12.5. That's still putting us about 14 inches below normal. A year ago, we started seeing those snow showers start to increase, and we were almost at 20 inches of snow. Tonight, it's another cold one. Temperatures below zero for most of the area. Milwaukee and the lakefront will stay in the single digits above zero. Then with the temperatures rising in the afternoon to 24, it'll feel a little bit better, especially with the light breeze and a little bit of cloud cover. Tomorrow night, not as cold, partly to mostly cloudy, and temperatures staying in the teens. The car wash forecast, the lines were long today and yesterday. Green lights for the weekend and Monday, but then here comes a storm system for Tuesday, with temperatures, though, close to 40 degrees. Tonight, it's going to be chilly. Inland areas below 0, 3 in Milwaukee. Frosty conditions outside. The wind will be light, and then by afternoon, a high temperature of 23 degrees. Teens elsewhere, at least, as I mentioned, the wind stays light. The 7-day forecast, we get up to 27 on Sunday, just a few clouds after a morning low of 15, 32 on Monday. Then we get up to 39 degrees on Tuesday with a chance for a light wintry mix, some rain, some sleet, and some snow. That changes over to snow. We're going to watch this storm system carefully for Wednesday and Thursday. If it tracks a little bit more to the north, we could get hit pretty good with some heavy snow. If it tracks more to the south, you might not get anything. So stay tuned for the weekend, but it does look good for next week.
All right, good to know. Thank you. We are now 1 week out to the 2022 Winter Olympics. Courtney Rummel of West Bend is hoping to make an impact in Beijing. Her career started at Sunburst in Kewaskum, and the slope-style competitions quickly intrigued her. She briefly attended West Bend West High School, but had to move to Colorado during winters to train. And now she'll be one of the rare snowboarders with Wisconsin ties.
I do get those comments sometimes, like, oh, you're from Wisconsin. How was that? Like, how did you do that? And I'm like, I honestly don't know how it kind of is a blur sometimes, how I made it this far.
Congratulations on making it this far. Courtney spent time in LA at the Olympic Athlete Experience. That is where vendors and sponsors will be outfitting the apparel for the games, getting gear and outfits for the podium, opening and closing ceremony appearances. By the way, you can watch the Olympics right here on TMJ4. The opening ceremony will take place at 5:30 a.m. our time next Friday, and we'll be able to re-air that later in the day. Milwaukee Bucks star forward Giannis Antetokounmpo is getting geared up for the 2022 NBA All-Star Game. Now, this is his 6th consecutive season. Giannis has been voted an All-Star Game starter. Fun fact, his ties to former Milwaukee Buck Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He now ties Kareem for the most All-Star selections in franchise history. The game is Sunday, February 20th at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. That's in Cleveland. And the Bucks will be playing the New York Knicks tonight at Fiserv Forum. Tip-off is set for, notice that, 9 o'clock. All right, still ahead on TMJ4, construction along the Zoo interchange. We bring you a closer look at what you can expect for the spring and summer. Welcome back. Just because it's winter doesn't mean construction is stopping along I-41 for the north leg of the Zoo interchange project. Our Adriana Mendez shows us where the project stands and what we can expect come spring and summer.
Even though it's the dead of winter, construction crews along I-41 are still pushing through to prepare the roadway for the next phase of major construction here in the spring and summer months.
If we had to wait until it got nice and then do this work, we really would be pushed back months.
Michael Pirates with the DOT says this year will be a big construction year for the north leg of the Zoo interchange project. Just like the 54-hour closure we saw weeks ago as crews took down the old rail bridge. During the fall and summer, There will be 2 additional 54-hour full freeway closures of I-41 on the north and southbound side from Watertown Plank Road to Burleigh Street. Along with those closures, a new traffic pattern will eventually be put in place as the northbound lanes will be shifted onto the southbound side. There will also be a 9-month closure of the I-41 North exit to Mayfair Road.
Motorists have seen this and been through this before. The first few weeks after we do the shift, we do expect there to be some pretty substantial delays.
Although we won't see these major construction projects for months now, Pirates says it's always something to keep on your radar.
Nice thing is by 2023 we'll have the beautiful new lanes available. So when we move the traffic over there, you're going to have a very smooth and very well maintained roadway there.
Adriana Mendez, TMJ4 News.
And right after the Mayfair exit is closed, the goal is to have it reopened before Thanksgiving and for the holiday shopping season. Now, the entire interchange project isn't expected to be completed until 2024. In business news now, a new restaurant is coming to the Harbor District's River One campus. That's according to our partners at the Milwaukee Business Journal. Benson's Restaurant Group. Did you get that? Benson's. No relationship there. They filed for initial permits Thursday with plans to have the restaurant constructed and ready to go this summer. That will be located along the Kinnickinnick. It will have both indoor and outdoor dining options. Kia says it's recalling more than 410,000 vehicles in the U.S. to fix a problem that can stop the airbags from inflating in a crash. The automaker says the airbag control computer can contact a memory chip and then damage the electrical circuit. And that could stop the airbags from inflating. Kia says owners will be notified by mail starting March 21st. For more on today's top business stories, head to bizjournals.com/Milwaukee. Wisconsin is America's dairyland, and now there's new efforts to get younger farmers. Our Julia Fellow will showcase how one school transformed the way they're getting students into the ag industry.
Connecting you with Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and the world. This is TMJ4 News at 4:30.
And welcome back. I'm Charles Benson. Here's a quick look at the stories we're following this afternoon. 26-year-old Milwaukee police officer Herbert Davis was released from Froedtert Hospital. He was the 3rd law enforcement officer shot and injured in just the past 2 weeks. Davis was shot last night after doing a welfare check on a person who was found slumped in his car near 21st and St. Paul. That suspect ran from the car and then showed a gun. The officer and the suspect exchanged gunfire. Both were hit. The suspect then got into the officer's squad car but crashed into another vehicle and was arrested. Investigators are still searching for an SUV believed to be linked to the murder of a pregnant woman last month. The victim, Jenny Herr, was 6 months pregnant when police say multiple people got out of their car to rob her. Rob her boyfriend, that is. It happened near Lancaster and 41st Street back in December. Let's take a look at the screen right now, and police are searching for this SUV, a silver Chevy Equinox with damage to the rear driver's side bumper. If you have any information about this car or about this crime, call Milwaukee Police, Crime Stoppers, or use the app, the P3 Tips app. Happening today, the official Christmas tree for the city of Milwaukee has been taken down. The 36-foot Colorado blue spruce tree was donated by Mike Connell and Katie Major from their home on South 88th Street. This tree marked the 108th year of the Christmas tree lighting in Milwaukee and will now go on to be carved and recycled in various ways around the city. Wow.
The tree will be limbed, the branches chipped, and the trunk cut into 4-foot sections. This will allow Bob Younger to carve those by chainsaw to create original works of art.
Branches from the City of Milwaukee Christmas tree were brewed into a spruce beer, and proceeds from this beer will go to the Urban Forestry Fund. So they're using everything there. All right, sounds good. Temperatures are expected to get back into the single digits tonight, so let's head over to meteorologist Brian Goddard, who's standing in front of another nice sunset.
That's pretty, isn't it? I like the Christmas tree with just the top as they were taking all the limbs off. They need to do that one of these years. The Charlie Brown tree. Yeah, look at that sunset. It's magnificent. And I wish I could tell you that it's as warm as that looks, but it's not. 22 is the temperature, about 10 degrees cooler than this time yesterday. Wind chill is at 12. Oh, that's spectacular. Your wind chills around southeastern Wisconsin are 1 currently in Waukesha, 6 in Sheboygan, 4 in Lake Geneva, and 10 in Kenosha. There will be some wind chills this evening that slightly dip below 0. The wind is dying down, though, so that helps. We had a lot of sunshine here. Not the case down in Chicago. They had lake effect snow today, anywhere from 3 to 6 inches of snow in some neighborhoods, and now it's on the south side and moving into Gary, Indiana. So for your Friday evening plans, temperatures dropping into the teens, and by morning, how about 3 below in Waukesha, 3 above in Milwaukee, and 3 above in Racine. Weekend's not looking too bad. Next week, we have all kinds of stuff going on. The crazy 7-day forecast coming up.
Any 70 degrees in that forecast if it's going to get that crazy?
I'll tell you no.
Rule that one out right now. All right, thanks. Wisconsin is America's dairy land, yet the crop of new farmers is shrinking. Wisconsin's Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection reports nearly 1,500 dairy farms were lost in the last 3 years. It went down from about 8,100 to 6,600 dairy farms. That is a nearly 20% drop. In our Two Americas report, Julia Fellow shows us how one school transformed the way they're getting students interested in the ag industry by bringing them to the farm.
High schoolers Adriana Cherubini and Sam Fisher feel right at home feeding a baby calf inside Kewaskum High School.
I want to be able to run cattle, but then also manage a herd.
You want to get the door for me?
Yep.
Through the school's Career Pathway program,
Come on, girl.
17-year-old Cherubini has hands-on experience through a paid internship on this 100-cow dairy farm. It is just minutes from her school.
The ag department has helped me see what I want to do, and I'll be able to get there and be the first generation of it.
David Leto is the third-generation farm owner.
It helps us out because we need to help part-time because we're a smaller farm.
Leto took a similar path as Adriana when he went to Kewaskum High School. He believes it helps everyone build a strong work ethic.
Weekends, holidays, Adriana came Christmas morning. She knew it had to get done. Fresh cow, she's going to need to be marked for breeding later.
Okay.
Milk the cows and then you go home.
Her classmate Sam cannot wait to teach ag someday, as she looks up to her teacher, Ms. Eohoffen.
To beat a full-size plants in about 25 days. Compared to planting them in soil, we would be waiting about 40 to 50 days.
It's cool that there's new innovations like the hydroponics that allows us to grow them in half the time. I don't think people realize how many different ways that you can be involved in agriculture, and I think part of the reason I want to be a teacher is just to be the voice for that.
A full circle moment for Ms. Eohoffen.
My agriculture teacher at that time, he's the reason that I am now the teacher here today, because he encouraged me to go back to school.
Which shows why nurturing our next generation is vital in creating more farms in America's dairyland. In Kewaskum, Julia Fellow, TMJ4 News.
All right, Julia, thanks. We have tackled many issues farmers face during this pandemic, including a Slinger family working to tackle farmers' stress and mental health issues and the rising shortage in butchers. You can learn more at tmj4.com/2Americas. President Biden is in Pittsburgh today talking infrastructure. His visit follows a bridge collapse in that area. And while no one was killed, it does put a spotlight on the need to repair the nation's crumbling infrastructure. NBC's Alice Barr has the latest from Washington.
Just a very loud, like a jet engine.
President Biden traveling to Pittsburgh today, where a bridge collapse this morning provides an unexpected backdrop to his message on the urgent need to repair the nation's infrastructure.
There are literally more bridges in Pittsburgh than any other city in the world, and they're gonna fix them all.
No one was killed, but 10 people were hurt when the bridge caved in, sending several vehicles into a ravine.
I think it drives home this very urgent idea that we've been talking about, how critical these investments are.
The president hoping his infrastructure plan passed last year will be a key selling point for Democrats ahead of the midterm elections. In Pennsylvania alone, more than 3,300 bridges are rated in poor condition. That number more than 45,000 nationwide. The infrastructure law funnels $110 billion to states to repair and replace crumbling bridges.
This is the first time in the country's history that we dedicated a national program to repair and upgrade bridges.
President Biden also promoting his broader efforts to repair the economy, including relieving supply chain bottlenecks. He touted a new report showing economic growth in 2021 was the fastest in nearly 40 years. It comes amid low approval ratings for the president. According to an NBC News poll, 6 in 10 Americans disapprove of his handling of the economy, as soaring inflation is forcing prices up on necessities from food to housing and pushing the Federal Reserve to prepare to hike interest rates as soon as March. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
All right, Alice, thanks. Coming up right after the break, the Biden administration begins the process of considering replacements for Justice Stephen Breyer. I talked with NBC's Chuck Todd about President Biden's campaign promise to fill the seat. President Biden is set to keep his campaign promise by naming an African-American woman to the Supreme Court. Let's talk with NBC's Chuck Todd, moderator of Meet the Press, about this. And Chuck, getting a nomination through the Senate can be a hard lift, but this will be an historic opportunity. We don't have a name yet, but will this be an easier sell for the Biden administration?
Well, I think there's a few things that make this likely to be drama-free, if you will, Charles. One is it's not changing the makeup of the court, right? Brett Kavanaugh was replacing Anthony Kennedy. That was shifting the court to the right, even though it was Republican conservative for conservative, right? Obviously, Amy Coney Barrett and Ruth Bader Ginsburg, that was a shifting of the court. But Gorsuch for Scalia, if you recall, was fairly drama-free. There were people still upset with the Merrick Garland aspect of it, but the actual Gorsuch, there wasn't, this wasn't going to change the makeup of the court. So in this sense, I think there's that aspect. The second is, I think Republicans, you look at a Mitch McConnell, because of that, he'd rather see the narrative continue on inflation. He does not want to have a culture war fight over this, because anything that disrupts from an economy message, I think he doesn't think is as successful and as hopeful for Republicans if they want to take advantage of the midterms. So while I do think there'll be some on the far right who would like to engage in a culture war and want to make identity politics a thing, may engage a little bit, I think for the most part the mainstream elected Republican leaders are not going to do that. And I think barring something we don't know, Charles, you look at the short list that the White House is dealing with, tremendous resumes, the short list of 3 judges, one from Florida, one from South Carolina, one from California. Any of those 3 stack up with any Supreme Court nominee we've seen before. I think any of them get through this process fairly easily, barring something
Sure.
we don't know.
Right.
But the politics here are aligning in a way that should benefit Biden.
Well, speaking of politics, Justice Stephen Breyer's resisted calls last year by some liberals to step down and clear the way for a younger liberal justice. But has the calculus changed on how long a justice should stay and when to get out?
Well, there have been some attempts. You remember early on the president had signed an executive order to study things in the judiciary. I do think the one thing that has wide support on both sides of the aisle is an age limit. Is it 75? Is it 80? Something, I don't think we'll ever see term limits per se, but an age limit on the judiciary, I think is something that has some interest there. And you could see, 25 years or 80, right? Something like that.
Right.
That's a reform I could picture passing.
Yeah.
Something else I couldn't.
We will watch this closely, and we will be watching you this Sunday. Thank you, Chuck Todd. You can watch Meet the Press at 8 a.m. this Sunday on TMJ4.